Welcome back everybody into another daily recap. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of March, and we're going to have a look at the price action that happened on EurUsd as always. So we're going to try to stick to one main screen and see from the left, top left to the downside to see what actually happened today. So let's see at first of all, like always, the pre-planned analysis. As you can see, I was looking for continuation sells due to the very strong USD bias of today and the euro weakness due to all the banks, the Credit Suisse issue. So I was looking for continuation sells after pullbacks or the continuation. So we also had the retail sales data, which could give us momentum. And let's go back to TradingView. Okay, so as you can see, this is actually this is New York open, as you can see, and this one is actually changed. Before this one was of course a sell area, but after this price action that we're going to talk about, for me it was if the price goes there, I will look for buys. But let's go in order. So as you can see here, first things with New York open, we saw a very strong bearish move, very bearish open, and it was exactly after the rejection of this PSA 1.0587, 1.0587, which was these previous lows, which is what actually started the whole bearish move. Then we saw a strong pullback, and I was not looking for any trade before the retail sales because I didn't want to have any conflicting bias with the fundamentals due to the high impact news. So we had the retail sales over here, and I was understanding during these candle formations that I was not very bullish in bias, because I was looking and understanding these all candles were failing to break above. So I was more concerned that the candles were not closing above rather than retesting these lows for possible continuation bullish, because remember that I was mainly bearish on the bias. So this is actually my first missed entry. I wanted to enter exactly right there, but I missed the opportunity to do so due to many reasons. And so this was the optimal entry that I actually missed. And yes, then afterwards what we saw was the continuation. So we understand there's a continuation bearish and a pullback, which ends up exactly at our 15-minute PSA 1.05775, and another missed entry, deeper pullback. Then I missed the retest of the PPL, and then I missed all these entries. So the start of this session, as we're going to see, was very, very rough, I would say, because we can see that I missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entries already, and I will also miss after the retest over here, the retest of the PPL, so another missed entry, and the same retest of the same entry missed. So I was missing a lot of trades due to fear. I was completely paralyzed, I would say. This entry, I also took a note on the journal because I wanted to enter at this candle close, but I failed to do so, and it went 10 pip in a couple of minutes. That would be a TP hit. I mean, analyzing it from outside, it was a simple single bias move, and just continuation sells was really, really simple. So taking this entry match the trend line and matching the bearish PSA. So I know that in the future I will be able to take that and to make good profits out of it, as you can see here. Okay. After that, I failed to understand that this was a possible a nice pullback because it was in the middle of the range. It was in the middle of the PPLs. But we can see that it was retesting this previous PSA on the left hand side, and also simply stick to the price action. We can see and identify 1, 2, 3, 4 candles rejecting this area and showing you a clear slowing down So a clear slowing down over here before the continuation bearish. So that would have been a possible entry again, but I was not looking at it, and where I actually entered was later on. So I saw and missed all this bearish move, very aggressive, tapping a very strong 15-minute PSA that was already charted up. I failed to see the rejection for the change in bias, and it's actually good because I don't want to change bias. So I saw this movement and let me see the retracement. I took a very high risk high reward entry over there at the first tap of 50%, I would say, retracement and this area of interest. So I took a first loss, and then I managed to enter second entry after the retest of 61.8 and further retest of this move. So I managed to enter and to take my profit over here, and with the proper also price action developing. So the price action was actually showing me 3 candles slowing down, and that was enough confirmation. So take one loss of 5 pips and one win of 10 pips. So I'm up for the day. So after that, I was not really looking for trades, and the price action was a little bit messy. Yes, we have another rejection from over here, but it's not really at any relevant price point of interest to enter. One thing that you can see is that this overall bullish area was still keeping a lot of bullish momentum for the time being. As you can see here, these all rejections were giving some profit, as you can see, even on the bullish side, as you can see here. So, but I wanted to stick only on the bearish, and it's not something that I really want to stick to. And so yeah, again, now if we look the overall like it is, we look overall move, we can see and identify that this was the last impulsive move. We can also say that from here it's probably like a this one is probably a 61.8 instead of 60, yeah, as you can see here, that makes more sense because we want to take the overall New York move. So yeah, that was the overall bearish move from the New York open down to the lows, New York lows, and so that was a 61.8 retracement, retesting also this previous PSA, which was already charted up in red because it's an important PSA due to this previous lower lows. And yeah, it gave you multiple entry confirmation. I was not looking for trades, but this one will be the optimal entry. This one again, rejection entry. Then closing again below our PSA, giving us the retest, multiple retests to go below. Then simply taking the entries at the PPL and this previous PSA on the same bias. So it's actually sticking to a single bias, the whole session, and which is actually that it's not that easy sometimes to do, especially if you have your mind and your greed really wanting to take any possible trade. So as you can see, these were my main entry that I missed. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. We also saw these further breaking retest of the PPL, and we are now trading. Now we are trading out here. We're trading below this strong PSA because all these taps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 taps, exhausted the buyer liquidity. So that's what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow